Well, we should two movies here. Since this month is, of course, October, I'm doing my reviews for past horror movies. Here is my review for the 2009 horror flick, Sorority Row. Now, Sorority Row is pretty much like a reimagining of the 1982 slasher film, The House of Sorority Row, which is a bit of a classic right there. But I will say the remake is actually slightly better than the original. This is definitely one of the rare horror remakes that I think succeeds the original, you know? Now, this film is directed by Stuart Handler, who after this would not direct another movie until, I kid you not, his last movie he directed was, of course, the horrible, horrendous adaptation of Max Steel. We saw how that movie turned out. I mean, he literally did Max Steel about a couple years after Sorority Row. Like he has not really like before Max Steel, he did not really direct movies since Sorority Row, and that was like in 2009. But anyway, hey, every good director have a bad day in the office, and Max Steel is his. But anyhow, now Sorority Row is a really interesting, concept film here. You got the likes of pretty much these sorority sisters, and Cassidy, Jessica, Ellie, Claire, and Megan. They are actually portrayed by Brianna Evergine, Leah Pipes, Rumor Wills, who's of course the daughter of Bruce Willis, and Demi Moore. Claire is of course played by Jamie Chung, who same year prior to this, she also did Drag Ball Evolution, so there's that. And of course, you also had former Hills star Andrea Patridge, who are pretty much these sorority sisters and our true blue friends here. And so like a prank, of course this prank ends up going wrong, resulting in one of the girls' demise. And rather than like risk her futures by reporting their crime here, the friends agree to pretty much cover up. And so of course, a year later, someone begins, saying the videos of the night the character Megan, dies, and they get killed one by, and this killer is pretty much targeting them one by one. I mean, this movie's it did not really get the best reviews when it got released. It only has a 27% Rotten Tomatoes. But I can tell you one thing: this movie was actually pretty fun. It was entertaining, cool. Like it definitely did have some really cool gore. I mean, 2009, I thought it was a really solid year for the horror genre. 2009, of course, we saw the release of the Friday the 13th remake. We also saw the release of My Bloody Valentine, Halloween 2, House of the Devil, Orphan, The Collector, Jennifer's Body, My Bloody Valentine. Like, I think out of all the late 2000s, 2009 was definitely a solid year for the horror genre. And Sorority Row definitely proved it. It's really, the movie gets pretty bloody. It gets pretty gory at times. And of course, the female leads do have good chemistry, except like some of the females aren't really that likable, to be honest here. But you don't really get much likable characters in these type of horror movies, yeah. But you also had some other intriguing cast members in the show, like besides the female leads. You really also got Carrie Fisher, who played the late great Carrie Fisher, who actually plays the dean in this. And holy cow, who would ever imagine Carrie Fisher in a slasher horror movie like Sorority Row? I mean, obviously she's always gonna be known for Leia and all, but if I gotta choose my favorite Carrie Fisher performance that's not Princess Leia related, Sorority Row might be it. I thought she was so awesome in this. Her playing like this badass thing was cool. The scene where she ends up coming out and finding out the killer here is like her going toe to toe with the killer is really cool to watch. You also have some other folks here too, as well. You also have Margot Hoshman, Julia Morris, Matt O'Leary. You also had Matt Lanter was also in this. Definitely has some really cool supporting players. It's really a cool horror movie worth checking out. Cool. Like I said, definitely had some really cool kills, some cool gore. Definitely feels like those pretty much like those classic B level horror movies you'll see from the 80s. I mean, this definitely really had like the '80s B movie horror vibe to it. It makes sense because it is directed by the same. It is a remake of a '80s film. The original '80s one, I would say, was okay, but it wasn't like on par with stuff like Friday the 13th or anything like that. But the remake, I think, really is cool. I mean, it's a shame they never really went ahead and did a sequel. I mean, it would have been cool seeing a sequel with like different characters and all. But I still thought the film was pretty decent. Definitely had some cool bloodshed. Uh, the plot is really intriguing. It's definitely sharp, funny, really entertaining, intriguing. It definitely also had a really cool like a twist at the end. I mean, yeah, this movie is definitely really fun. If you guys have not really seen Sorority Row by now, I'm sure we can find it nowadays. Sorry about that. You can find our Voodoo, Prime Video, Apple TV. Go watch. You might enjoy it or you might not enjoy it. Anyway, let me leave you guys. Have you ever watched the 2009 horror film Sorority Row? If so, what show? Were you a fan of it? Were you not a fan of it? What were some of your favorite parts, some of your favorite moments, some of your favorite kills? And have you ever seen the original version? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This is Hit Me Star.